There we go. Now it's recording. Did it drop? Ooh. Okay, it adjusted. Okay. I'm gonna be funky for a second. I'm checking to make sure the live stream's okay. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Victoria. There we go. Okay, it's being fine. Awesome. I thought it was gonna crap itself. Hi, guys. Hope you're having an awesome Monday. It's a Monday. Oh my god. We'll give it a couple minutes. That way people can see that we're actually here. Hi, Leonie! I know, me too. We get to talk about baths. Oh my god. I don't think you guys realize how much I love baths. I spend too much time in the water. Hey, Lisa. Thank you again for the email you sent me. MailChimp has been funky. I need to get... almost done getting everything ready for you and Bryn. Okay, we're gonna give it another minute or so. So, I'm big on tea, if you guys want to go get a cup of tea real quick. Leonie says, love spiritual baths too. Oh yes. Just, we're gonna get into it in a second. I'll give it a second. Yeah, today we are going over using bath magic to improve your spiritual practice, because, oh my god, it can do wonders. Yes, you're awesome. I'm liking that. So, for you guys to get your freebie, I made an ebook for you guys. We're going to go through it today, and I'll pin it so you guys can grab it. You guys are getting so much info from all of us, and we've only had a couple of live streams. Pin. There we go. So that's there for you. So, we're going to talk about the wonderful world of water and bath and, see. And it's funny, but the first time I realized I was actually using magic and doing anything kind of spiritual was with the bath. Because, you know, I grew up with a family of Jehovah's Witnesses. And if you don't know what that means, it's very strict as to what you do religiously. It's very strict as what you do with anything. So, hi Jennifer! So when it comes to practicing in what I want, I had to be really secretive. And the way I grew up, it was like, no Scooby-Doo, because it dealt with ghosts. No That's So Raven, because she's a psychic. No, on Halloween, we turn off the lights and go in the back rooms. House is dark by 8 o'clock every night. Everybody's up at 6 a.m. It's a matter of work hard kind of thing. There's no room for relaxing. And in the midst of all that, I was like, I adore the water. If I could float in a pool for the rest of my life, I probably would. I feel so at peace. So, when it comes to baths, it was kind of an escape for me. And especially when I was pregnant, you know, you're not supposed to be in the water for that long. I would have 3-4 hour baths just because I could. Because the water felt amazing, especially in the 3rd trimester. And that's when I really started experimenting, was a little bit before I got pregnant, with my spiritual practice, and fully coming out as the cottage witch that I am, which I have many posts about motherly magic and, you know, what cottage witchcraft is to me and all that. But I found the easiest thing I could do was create bath magic spells. Because when you're in the bathroom, you're completely by yourself. It's a privacy thing for our society. So, no one's gonna care what you're doing in there because they don't want to know. So I found it the perfect escape for the person that was not supposed to do anything magical. No one's going to second guess candles in the bathroom. No one's going to second guess any kind of salts and, crystals and pretty things because they think you're just, lounging. So, I am going to talk to you about the wonderful ways that you could really expand and do anything that you want just with bath magic. And for one, it's the easiest form of everyday magic out there, especially if you're not out of the broom closet, which I imagine all you ladies are, but there might be some of you that aren't. So, you can get creative, or stick with the basics. They have all kinds of even just mundane things where it's become this pick for us as women to really lavish ourselves when it comes to being in the bathroom and with makeup and self-care. This is a perfect way to do that, especially after you're done dealing with stupid people on the hotlines and frustrations with getting your Etsy shop fixed and building your website like I am right now. It's a mini vacation for you. So, one way to do this is just thinking of whatever we can put in the water can immensely help us in our practice. You add Epsom salts to get rid of sore muscles and aches, but did you know that by adding Epsom salts, that it levels out the magnesium levels in your body? And women, a lot of the times, just because of how our hormones are, we have a magnesium deficiency. So it can cause issues with our periods and with dealing with menopause and things like that. So put that in the bathtub, your body soaks in the magnesium, and not only are you exfoliated as fuck, but your levels go back up. Hi, Christina! So you're helping your health overall, us as women, but also getting a magical benefit. And it can help with men too, because men sometimes have a magnesium deficiency as well. So, if we take, first off, deal with just water. We pick just water. You can make any kind of spell based off of water. There are so many recipes for creating sun water, moon water, if you really want to get into it, war water. I don't want it. I don't think anybody would want to take a bath in that, but if you want to. But if you really want to micromanage it, even just doing plain water can really enhance some things. So if you want something to be incredibly pure and extreme cleansing for yourself, add some moon water in the bath. Or charge it with some crystals, Or the murkiness of the water could come into play if you want to either completely purge yourself of negativity, or if you want to get into an angry kind of mood, or whatever kind of thing. So I'm thinking mud baths, or using a dark colored bath bomb. They have the Lush bath bombs that come with jewelry inside. They have some pure black ones, and they're gorgeous, and I want them. But that's always an option. So if you think of ways you can incorporate different kinds of water into your baths, imagine what that can do for your spiritual practice and for your business, If you want to imbue some kind of energy with yourself. Or even if you don't have time for a bath, and you just have time for a shower, putting eucalyptus leaves, in the shower, all that steam comes up, and then it's wonderful for your skin, and you're relaxed, and you're in a sauna, and it's all wonderful, Am I getting too symbolic here? Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say when it comes to different types of water? Give me hearts, or comment, or let me know. I have a habit of being very theatrical. Joanna says it sounds wonderful. Awesome. So at least somebody understands. So let's add a little bit to our bath. Let's say We're using some moon water in the bath because we want some cleansing. We've had a really crappy day. One thing that you can do is add some bath oils or different types of soaps. So if you add coconut oil, not only is coconut oil great for everything on the planet, including lube, but you can also use olive oil or clary sage or lemongrass. You could easily get into the essential oils. But you want to be careful with the essential oils and test them first, because there's a horror story with this. Make sure to test them on a sensitive part of your skin, such as right here on your wrist. And I'll tell you why. So a couple weeks ago, I finally got enough money to get myself some essential oils again. I got some orange and some rosemary, because rosemary is my go-to oil. I love rosemary. But I wanted orange also because if you combine peppermint and orange oil and dilute it and put it in a spray bottle, it's a natural, any kind of bug repellent for your house. So not only does it cleanse everything, but it also makes your house smell really good, and it keeps spiders away, which was my main thing. No spiders in the house. Especially here in Colorado, when it gets cold, they tend to come indoors. So I was like, I'm gonna put some orange oil in my bath tonight. I had done rosemary before, and I put some rosemary in. I put 10 drops in the bathtub. And I was like, I'll put 10 drops of orange in the bathtub. No. After about 10 minutes of sitting there, my entire body was on fire. And I started getting this horrible rash. I'm like, okay, I'm not soaking in orange oil anymore. So make sure to test the oils on your skin before you make a recipe. You know? And an easy way to go around this, for example, if the oils don't work for you, add teas into your bath. Tea is a huge thing for me. I love all kinds of tea. Especially now that I finally got my tea leaf fortune cards and I'm actively trying to read tea leaves. I'm all about the tea. But you can totally add some bags of tea from your kitchen cabinet into the bath. Or if you have some loose herbs, depending on the herbs, depending on what your intention is, you can put them in, you know, a little netting bed or in a coffee filter, tie it off and toss it in the bath. So if you're not a bath tea type person and you don't want to toss bags of chamomile in and really knock you out and really make you fall asleep, then what you do, you can just easily brew a cup of tea and sip it while you're soaking in the bath. Super easy. And even if you just close your eyes and just let the water flow all over you, it's just magically relaxing. And it can improve your spiritual practice so much just if you pay attention to the tiny details of what you're putting in. You know? Everybody with me? Give me hearts or comments. Let me know that you're with me. And that you can hear me. Because I'm experimenting with not having my headset on. Awesome. Awesome, great. I'm seeing it across the screen. So, let's take it up a notch, you know? Let's say you want to use it. Christina says loud and clear. Awesome. Let's say you want to use bath magic to improve your tarot reading practice. You know, we have a lot of tarot readers in here. We have a lot of oracle card readers in here. So, oh, Jennifer says, tea baths make me itchy, but maybe because I fell asleep in the tub. I've been there. So, like I said, that's one thing to check. Test it on a small part of your skin. But as soon as you start feeling any burning or itching of any time, go ahead and hop out. Or stand up and take a shower and get it all off. Because that's your body saying, okay, we've had too much of this. And I mean, it can be that way with anything. That's why you really want to experiment and figure out what actually works for you and your body, you know? As long as you're safe. And, you know, there's some things that you just don't do. So, for example, if you're pregnant, because I know all the things on what not to do if you're pregnant. Don't put any rosemary in the bath. Don't do it. And wait until baby is over a year before you put any rosemary in the bath. You know? So, but if you want to instead add some milk into the bath. Milk is wonderful for your skin, and everybody has it in the fridge. You know? I know one common thing that helped with, because I do a lot of motherly magic and doing things, especially for my daughter when she was younger. One thing that really helped when it came to colic was adding chamomile leaves into the bath, and then I'd put leftover breast milk. And she'd soak it in through the skin. That helped her gain weight, and it helped with the colic, because chamomile naturally helps with colic. And if you don't want to have your baby drink it, because I was that mom, I'm like, no, only breast milk ingested, put it in the bath, easily helps. But if you personally want to use it, and let's say you want to go be in a perfect state of mind for astral projecting, get some chamomile and some peppermint, pop them in the bath, whether it's straight up herb and you put it in a coffee filter, or get the tea bags and put it in. Get some milk and some Epsom salts. Specifically lavender ones would be really, really good. Right now I'm experimenting with activated charcoal Epsom salts. That does really well as well. It just smells like, you know, cheap cologne sometimes. So if you pop all that in the bath and you soak for a good 15 minutes, you're out. But you're in a type of consciousness where you're able to separate into astral projecting really, really well. You know? So, let's say you want to use this for tarot and oracle. What time are we at? Okay, we're fine. Joanna says, I like the milk idea. Yeah, I love putting milk in the bath. And it's easy cleanup. I try to think of things that are easy cleanup, that are either going to dissolve or, you know, I can easily just throw away. So, I created in this ebook a spread that I use all the time to help me make the perfect bath spell recipes. I love using my tarot cards for everything, from sigil making to doing tea bath spells. So, simple little spread. The first is what to meditate on, how to incorporate each of the elements after that. Because when it comes to doing anything spiritual, you want to make sure you're balanced. And you know, if you don't want to do the whole calling in the four corners bit and making a safe circle and all that kind of thing, if you're not into that, like me, you're on the go, then this is easy ways to bring those elements in. So, for example, with what to meditate on in the bath, whatever card comes up, that's what you need to deal with in that current moment, which is why this works with tarot and oracle, because oracle can give you some basic ideas. So, let's say you get the Seven of Swords. You need to contemplate on what within you is the Seven of Swords right now, you know? Or if you get, you know, any of the cards, if you get an Empress, how can you be more nurturing right now? Well, you're trying to be nurturing by giving yourself a bath in this kind of a manner, but also, how can you really bring that out of yourself, get more in touch with your feminine side? And this is what you meditate on while you're in the tub. You know? Awesome. Anna says, oh, the spread will be fun to try. I wonder if I should add a card for if cat accidentally fell into said bath or not. Because he will not accept a closed door, so he can't see his silly human soaking in a bath. Well, if your cat wants to join you, then just make sure that there's something for both of you that's safe for both of you. Especially, I know some animals can't deal with certain essential oils, and like even if you get the water safe crystals and put them in the bath, you just make sure, you know, it's even for the both of you, and then yeah, he can jump in if he wants to help out. So, for example, I go into this a little bit more in depth with this spread, but how to incorporate each of the elements. Susie says, hopping on for a few, I gotta work, so I gotta sneak. That's okay. Anna says he doesn't, absolutely not. He fell in when he was young and never again. Well, then you know what? Here's an idea. Why don't you get one of those boards to put across the tub if he really wants to go in there, that usually you would put like a book or a glass of wine on, and he can sit there. And he can help with your spiritual ritual in the bath, you know. So here's a couple things I go into a little bit of detail with these. So what to meditate on, I have it all up at the top. And different ways that you can incorporate water. That's gonna make sense. So you get cups, obviously you need some clear purified water. Wands, make it hot, you know, just not too hot. Got earth, do a mud bath, or get some Dead Sea clay, or different types of Epsom salts, you know, get some swords, add milk, and make the water look like clouds, you know? Get creative with it. Bath time is fun time. And if you get a major, use a tea bag that the herbs would represent, you know, that specific type of major. So, for example, who was lemongrass? When I just got done doing the Fool's Intuitive Journey, and I included herbs with each major when I went through it. I think it was the Hierophant for lemongrass. If I pulled him, I would get some lemongrass tea and pop it in the bath, or something like that, or some fresh lemongrass herbs, you know. An extra. So, how to incorporate earth. Earth can be herbs and crystals, so put crystals on the side of the tub. If it's a water soluble, well, not soluble, but if it's a water, safe water crystal that's not going to be toxic to you when it goes into the bath, pop that in. If not, you can use a certain type of essential oil. Like water would be blue topaz or water lily extract, you know? Air, snowy quartz, or peppermint, especially because peppermint is a huge bug repellent, and that's good for you afterwards. Rosemary essential oil, fantastic for your hair. Just pop it in the bath. You'll be fine. Or put jade on the side of the tub. Fire, use some cinnamon essential oil if you want to smell like, you know, a hot tamale. Or put a fire opal by the side of the tub. You know, things like this. Jennifer says, love this. Bath time is fun time. Yes! Get creative with it. It's fun. And if you get a major for this, pay attention to the color schemes in the cards. You know, are there warm colors or cool colors? So if you don't know a little bit about art, cool colors would be the ones that usually depict, you know, softer kinds of scenes, less energetic. So blues, purples, and greens. Things that deal with the throat and the upper four chakras, you know? And then if you want to go for warmer colors, there's solar plexus down. So your yellows, oranges, and reds. You know? So think of it like that. So for example, if Death were to come up in the Witch's Tarot, which I have the Witch's Tarot right here. Let's see if I can find him. There's a little boy holding a daisy up to Death. Let's see if I can find him real quick. So, in this instance, I would put daisy oil into the bath. Or some kind of flower that looks like that. Ah, here we are. So, we have Death here, looking like Ghost Rider, you know? And you got this little boy in the corner, you know, over here. He's holding up some daisies. So, I would put daisy oil and things like that. I would also maybe put something red on the side of the tub. Or some hematite, because it's black. I'd pay attention to the colors here. Maybe a quartz. Like, I love snowy quartz. So I'd put that on the side of the tub. So, get creative with it. And use different types of Epsom salts, too. Okay, next. So, fire. Fire, obviously, candles. So, pay attention to the colors of the candle. You know? Air can be used in a bunch of different ways if you get an air card, if you get swords. So you can light some incense, like some frankincense, and put feathers on the side of the tub, and use music, you know? Oh, I'm sorry, that's how you incorporate air. So if you incorporate air, as I skipped ahead, so for example, the different types of music you can use, because I'm a big music person, earth, you can do chants and drum beats. For if you literally get air, pop and folk songs, things that are very easy to listen to. Fire, things that put a fire in your gut, so some heavy metal and rock, you know? Or something that awakens the sacral chakra. Things like that. Like right now I have this obsession with the song Dangerous Game from Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde the musical. I don't know what it is. It just lights the sacral chakra up. So much for me. And then for water, you use arias and choirs. You know, things that are very, you know, like that. So, things along those lines. And back to fire, just pay attention to the colors that you have. And put them around the like the edge of the tub. And really light it up for yourself. So if you really want to activate your crown chakra during a bath and really talk to your guides about your Akashic records and things like that, then get some clear candles, or get some pillar candles that go from purple to blue to white up at the top. Or there's an amazing candle place on Etsy. I keep forgetting to get stuff from her, called Eon Candles, E with an asterisk over it, A-N. She puts crystals in her candles, like literally a crystal, and she makes the candles according to the days. So all of her love spell candles she makes on Friday for Venus. So get something like that, or make the candles yourself and really get into it, you know? Leonie says, will reggae music do? Yeah, definitely. If you want, I'm planning on doing a workshop about this next year, actually, where you make your own audio tarot deck. If you really want to get into it, pay attention to the lyrics, because you get a little bit into shufflemancy here. Sit down, look at the lyrics, and figure out what is the intention of the song. How do I personally feel about it, you know? So then you figure out, okay, is this going more to calmer side for me? Is this about stability? Is it about creativity and passion? Or is this clearly about thinking? And then that'll help you figure out which suit it goes into, you know? So you could easily do that. Awesome question. So, I use this spread all the time, you know? But you guys have some sample ones that I have made, you know? So, here's a bath tea you could easily use. And this is in the ebook that I have in the pinned comment and up at the top in the description. So, here's an easy one that you can make at home. I used it all the time when I was pregnant, with some chamomile tea, Epsom salts, eucalyptus, jasmine, and rosehip oil. It'll make you feel amazing. Another one for mainly to sip, or if you have enough time in the morning to sit there and soak on something, is with green tea. And just make a milky cloud and splash it in the bath. So things like that. And the whole key is to make it really fun, really relaxing, and really nurturing for yourself, you know? And it makes it... You can do this in so many different ways. So for just another example, if you really are into... Let me think. Yeah, let's do sigils. I love sigils. Sigils are my favorite. And sigils are incredibly easy to make. Let's say you are having issues with embodying some confidence in yourself before you go on the hotlines. You know? You can easily make a sigil for self-confidence, draw it in shower soap on your hand or somewhere on your body, and as you wash it, think of how you want to instill confidence in yourself, and all the negativity will flow off you as you shower. Super easy, right? Catherine says, I love this idea. Me too! And the awesome thing is you can do this with little to no money. You don't have to have all the extra stuff. So if you're thinking to yourself, oh, I don't have chamomile tea, or I don't have eucalyptus oil and things like that, that's okay. Like, you can easily go get stuff from your kitchen cabinet and you will be just fine, you know. And especially since it's Christmas, which Merry Christmas to everybody, Happy Yule, all that fun stuff. As we go through this holiday season, you can easily do this as a ritual for Christmas or Yule, whichever one you want to celebrate. So you could easily add some peppermint in the bath, or if you love red velvet like I do, find some way to make the water red, and just have a piece of cake and just soak. Something like that. So it makes it really, really fun and really, really easy. Do you guys have any questions about bath magic? We've only been on for 32 minutes, so we could definitely answer some questions here. What are some ways that you think that you could incorporate bath magic into your practice? One thing I have seen done, if any of you work with deities, I don't know if you guys work with deities, I see a lot of angel work in here, but not really with specific gods. I've seen plenty of people set up a deity altar on the side of their shower and make sure that it's something that can stay there. And they do their rituals while they're in the shower. You know, and they sit there and they talk to their deities while they clean up, and, you know, whatever bath oils that they use, they put it there and they imbue it with the crystals, and that's their time to meditate and talk with people. Leonie says you have a question. What's up? Jennifer says, I want to try the sigil idea. Yeah, it's super fun. Because all you have to do with sigils is you can either get really complicated and, you know, do a phrase and cross things out and align it to a grid and then create a thing, or you can literally just doodle something and then plop it somewhere. Another thing that I've done is draw a sigil with the bath soap on the bottom of the tub, and then put the Epsom salts in, let the water start going in, and it starts to murk it up, and then by the time I get in the tub, it's all bubbly and wonderful. And it's imbued with the energy that I want. Leonie says, I work with deities in the bathroom. Yeah! And it's super easy and it's super fun. And plus, it makes it a part of your daily ritual, which sometimes the problem that at least I've seen a lot of beginners have that I've worked with, they have issues with incorporating their spiritual practice into a day-to-day. Because they're like me, where they've come from somebody that constantly told them, you go here at this time, you wear this, you sit here and you highlight things in your Bible, and that's about it. Like, and after that, it just goes off in the wind, but it's so strict while you're actually practicing. And this is a wonderful way to make it more free-flowing to yourself. Get into the cups element a little bit here, make it an ace of cups. And especially if you go in there, you're taking a personal time, especially if you believe in being sky-clad while you work, then you can go ahead and speak to your deity right there, and it's so much better. Lisa says, I often meditate this way in the hot tub, as long as I don't fall asleep. Exactly! So, if you're worried about that, let's say you're worried about that you're afraid that you're going to fall asleep. Easy things that you can do. There is an app and a website called asoftmurmur.com, and it has natural rain sounds, it has the meditation chimes, wind, campfire sounds, and coffee shop sounds. Ambiance. I like to use it because the singing bowl sound wakes me up. I like to listen to ocean waves. So anytime I have the singing bowl on, it dings and it brings me up a little bit out of it. Catherine says, Epsom and baking soda and frankincense for my seizures. I pretend to be a mermaid. My sister is super into sigils. Oh my god, that would be a great idea. Yeah. Yeah, and that's another wonderful thing. If you're dealing with any kind of chronic illness, as long as you are using things that your doctor has agreed to, and things that are safe for your body, this can absolutely help. Because, so for example, it doesn't deal with chronic illness, but I used to have incredibly bad periods. Like, I would end up hospitalized, especially while I was trying to get pregnant. So one thing that I realized after doing some research really helped was getting in the water. Because water naturally stops bleeding, especially periods. It naturally helps with pain because the water is flowing back and forth in a constant motion and it helps realign you. But also, it really helps you calm yourself down, especially at the right temperature, you know? So that really helped me. Along with, putting red raspberry leaf tea in the tub really helped. Even though if you're pregnant, don't do red raspberry leaf tea unless you're in your 3rd trimester. Don't do that. Because that can cause early contractions and can cause early labor and miscarriage. So don't do that. But that's an awesome point, Catherine. I'm glad that it works for you. And I've found, especially if you like to do magic or spiritual things with your family, this is a wonderful way to incorporate your kids as well, if they want to, One thing my daughter does right now that keeps reminding me like she's doing her own little thing, before she gets in the bath, she has bathtub crayons. So there's this 1-year-old drawing on the side of the tub that can easily be washed off with water, and that's what she does before she gets in the bath. She draws something on the side of the tub, she takes a bath, and then she wipes it off when she's done. So that's another thing, Catherine, for sigils. If you don't want to draw it on your body with the body soap, draw it on the side of the wall with a bathtub crayon. You can find them in the little kit aisle. Okay. Yeah, and this has been super fun. I'm so excited. I love baths. If I could live in a bathtub, I probably would. Or a pool or something. And so I hope you guys enjoyed as well. And seriously, if you have any questions about baths and teas and essential oils, just come ask me. Totally happy to help. I do have a group called Taro and Tea. And I'm slowly making the Facebook page for that and fixing the branding for my second Etsy shop so it goes with it, if you want to do that. I have a challenge, very beginning of January, from the 1st to the 5th, on a quick start guide to reading Taro intuitively. It's a 5-day challenge. So like we did with Christina for the other challenges in this group, that's what we're doing with that. And everything is coming straight from my course for reading intuitively, and you get a little bit more in touch with the cards like you do with bath magic. So, I hope you guys had fun. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoy the recipes too. They've gotten me through a million different things. And I'll see you guys in the group. Have an awesome day.